So here we are at last, finally in Kanto. I've already talked about generations 2 through 7, so it's about time that I finally talk about generation 1. So in this video, I'm just going to be summarizing the main story, and I'm going to be mentioning some of the differences between the versions, and at the end, we'll take a peek at some of the endgame stuff. So anyways, yeah, let's get this show on the road. As our journey begins, your character seems to be extremely infatuated with his hands, and then you just start looking around the room like, what? Where am I? Then your lovable rival walks in. His default name is Trace, so that's what I'll be referring to him as. Basically, he was just reminding you that you guys gotta go get Pokemon from Professor Oak. When you step outside, you see Oak doing some field work with a bunch of Pidgeys. Then a random Pikachu comes running up. So he hands you a Pokeball and you have to catch it. This is your introduction into how you engage wild Pokemon. You don't battle them, you just catch them in this game. Once you've caught it, the Pokeball just rolls off like, holy crap! Get back here! It ends up in the lab next to these other two Pokeballs. One of them is Eevee, obviously. Guess we'll never know what this third Pokeball is. So since I got Pikachu, Trace is gonna get Eevee. Now just like in Pokemon Yellow, you can't evolve your starter. This also applies to Eevee, but trust me, they're both super strong in this game. And now we're off on our journey, just like that. We head up north till we get to Viridian City, and you hit your first roadblock. Jesse and James, these two mystery people, call you a twerp, and they say that they're guarding this road. Guarding what? Screw you, asshole. So you go by the shop, and the dude pulls you in and says he's super busy, and he needs someone to make a delivery to Professor Oak for him. So we gotta do it. Yay. So we head back to Pallet Town, and we give Professor Oak his delivery. I guess Pikachu doesn't feel like walking anymore, so it climbs on your shoulder. If you have Eevee, it'll climb on your head. And now you have your first Pokemon battle. Trace decides that Professor Oak's lab is a good place to battle. So once you're finally done, the roadblock in Viridian City is gone, so you can go through Viridian Forest. At this point in the game, it's smart to battle every single trainer you see, because you'll need that XP. Once you've passed through Viridian Forest, you make it to Pewter City. Let's go take on that first gym leader. Holy crap, a crowd, that's new. The dude on the inside doesn't let you battle unless you've caught a grass-type Pokemon. That's new. Grass-type Pokemon were never even in Viridian Forest in the old games. So go to Viridian Forest and catch an Oddish, or if you're lucky, you'll find a Bulbasaur, and now you can challenge the Pewter City gym. So after you spam Absorb for about 5 minutes and destroy his Onix, you get yourself the Boulder Badge. Once you leave the gym, you get greeted by Blue. He looks like he's mean as hell, and he has this menacing music, but he's actually extremely nice in this game, and he only supports you. It's kind of strange, honestly. Doesn't feel right. So now you head east from Pewter City onto Route 3. Make sure you're catching plenty of Pokemon too, because there's a roadblock later in the game that requires 50 Pokemon. You'll see when we get there. So you make it to the outside of Mount Moon, and hey look, there's a Meowth up there. When you get inside, there's Team Rocket, the mystery people, and they seem to be up to no good, so we should go see what's going on. There's this group of thugs called Team Rocket here, and they really don't want you here. You bastards. You make it to this guy who found a couple fossils, and you can pick one of them. It doesn't really matter which one you take though, because you can get more later on throughout the game. Right after that, the mystery people confront you. They're Jesse and James of Team Rocket, and they want that fossil. Well, that's too fucking bad. It's my fossil. So you beat them in the battle and they go blasting off. Once you pass through Mount Moon, you make it to Cerulean City. There's a bike shop here, but you can't actually get a bike in this game. Instead, you ride Pokemon around. Whatever, let's go challenge the second gym leader now. This is the Water Gym. This time you can't challenge a gym unless you have at least one level 15 Pokemon. If you still have your grass Pokemon or you started with Pikachu, this is super easy. Just beat these swimmers and show Misty who's boss. And now you have yourself the Cascade Badge. So you head up to this bridge and Trace comes running up to you all freaked out and he randomly battles you. After the battle, he says there's some weird Pokemon that can talk up north. So first we gotta cross the Nugget Bridge. After about 50 million battles, we make it to Bill's house, the Pokemaniac. I guess he turned himself into a Nidorino. Cool. Anyhow, you use the machine and turn him back to normal. He should have just stayed as a Nidorino, honestly. And he gives you these 2 tickets to SS Anne. I guess he didn't want to go. Maybe his date dumped him and he's just ditching the tickets. When you get back to Cerulean, you'll notice that Officer Jenny, who was previously guarding this house, runs off to chase some Squirtle. She's gonna get fired. When you get in the house, they say that a thief broke in and stole some TM from this guy. As soon as you step into their backyard, the thief is just standing there. Like, how the hell did this cop not find him there? He's 2 feet away from the house. How the fuck did you not find him? Anyhow, now you can head south to your next destination. Hey, look at the daycare house. Remember when it didn't have these stairs here? That was awesome. You can't pass through this guard shack for some unknown reason, so you go through the underground passage to get to Vermilion City. So you head straight to the 3rd gym, and you find that you can't get in because there's a bush in the way. The guy standing outside of the gym says that the captain of the SS Anne can teach you how to cut down this bush. Cause you know, the captain of the SS Anne is the only man in the world who can cut down a bush. Thankfully we have those tickets, so it's time we board the SS Anne. When you get inside, you bump into Blue and Trace. There's tons of trainers you can battle and many items you can find, so it's worth exploring. When you get to the captain's quarters, you see him huddled up by his trash can, and I guess he's seasick. How the hell is the captain of a ship seasick? Pathetic. You rub his back and he feels better, and he teaches you the amazing feat of cutting down a bush. And so now you can finally get into the 3rd gym. Inside you have to dig through trash cans to flip switches to lower the electricity barrier. Great, that's just what I wanted, a whole crowd of people to watch me dig through trash cans. After you beat Lieutenant Surge, you get the 3rd badge, the Thunder Badge. When you step outside, you see Misty and she leads you over to the Diglett Cave. Is this where we're supposed to go next? Well, sorta. When you pass through the Diglett Cave, it leads to this area and you'll find one of Professor Oak's assistants. He teaches you the secret technique, Light Up. The next cave we pass through is dark, so you'll need this to get through. So we head on east from Cerulean City to get towards the rock tunnel when we get jumped by a bunch of Team Rocket members. Screw off, assholes! Luckily, Lorelei from the Elite Four just conveniently happens to be strolling by on her Lapras, and she comes to help us battle these guys. We'll be seeing her again at Indigo Plateau. So finally we can use our new technique, Light Up, in the rock tunnel. And wow, it's a tunnel full of rocks. So you batter your way through this place and then we get to Lavender Town. As soon as you get there, you see Trace following some Cubone into this tower. This is the Pokemon Tower where Pokemon are laid to rest. As soon as you see Trace, his first thought is to battle you. Yeah, what better way to honor the memories of these Pokemon than to battle right in front of their graves? This isn't Mortal Kombat. Anyhow, after the battle, you help Trace look for that Cubone. It seems like the Cubone was looking for something. On your way up the stairs, you bump into this ghost. Trace runs off like a little girl, and then the Cubone follows shortly after. What was that all about? So as you're leaving the Pokemon Tower, you see Jesse and James again. I guess they were in Lavender Town to go up the Pokemon Tower and abduct some guy named Mr. Fuji, but the ghosts were in the way so they couldn't get to him. So instead they tricked that Cubone into following them to their Team Rocket headquarters. I guess they scalped those Cubone skulls to sell them for tons of money. You bastards! Well, I guess we gotta go stop them. They blatantly say that their headquarters is in the game corner of Celadon City, so that's where we head to. And again, for no apparent reason, you can't pass through Saffron City, so we have to go underground. So we get to Celadon City, and I guess you could technically battle a gym right now, but screw it, let's just go to the game corner. Jesse and James are just chilling out playing the slot machines like gangsters, and they blurt out exactly how to get into their secret hideout. It's like they don't even care. So once you get in, it's just a big old maze with spinning pads, and you gotta battle a bunch of Team Rocket grunts. At one point, a Team Rocket grunt throws the elevator key on top of this pipe, and the only way to get it is to send Pikachu or Eevee through this vent to climb up and grab it. This is literally the only time in the game you get to play as your Pokemon. It honestly would have been cool if they put more puzzles like this throughout the game. Game Freak, you wasted a great opportunity. Anyhow, you finally face Jesse and James again, and now I guess they're taking their job seriously. Then you have to face off with the boss and one of his main goons. This blue-haired guy is Archer. He's in Gen 2. Archer brought the Sylph Scope to the boss, but the boss doesn't really seem to like it, So he just tells Archer to take over the whole company that made it instead, and then you gotta battle him. After you beat Archer, you immediately have to face the main boss, Giovanni. Once you've beaten him, he humbly accepts his defeat, and he hands you the self-scope that Archer just brought him. He seems to have a newfound respect for you, and he lets you do as you want with the Cubone. Things aren't over for Team Rocket quite yet, though. With the self-scope, we'll be able to see the ghosts in the Pokemon Tower. Hell yeah! But before we head back to the Pokemon Tower, we have some business in Celadon City. First, we have to get Fly in this game, which is just a bunch of balloons attached to a carriage. Oh, and make sure you talk to Brock. He gives you the tea so that you can give it to the guard and pass through Saffron City. Then we have to go get our 4th badge. This is the Grass Gym. It's a huge maze with a bunch of flowers everywhere and tons of girl trainers who want to battle. Finally, you make it to the leader, Erica, and she starts talking to you, and then she falls asleep mid-sentence. What the hell? Wake up, lazy ass. A few flamethrowers later, and now you have yourself the Rainbow Badge. So now that we're done in Celadon City, let's head back to the Pokemon Tower. Once you get there, you see this girl talking to Trace. So apparently, that Cubone has been looking for its mother, Marowak, but Team Rocket got to the Marowak first. They killed it and took its skull to sell it. Cubone has been searching the Pokemon Tower for its mother's ghost. Once you get to the top of the tower and use the Self Scope, Cubone gets to see its mother one last time. Trace doesn't want to leave this Cubone alone, so he takes it with him. When you head to the top of the tower, there's Mr. Fuji. I forgot all about him. Then Jesse and James come running up behind you to capture Mr. Fuji for whatever reason. So you have a quick battle with them, and then they go running off yet again. I guess Mr. Fuji has been up here in an attempt to calm the tortured soul of Marowak. But since Marowak was able to see Cubone one last time, its soul was able to leave this world peacefully. And I guess that means Mr. Fuji's work is done. So he invites you to his house, and he repays the kindness of saving him from Team Rocket by giving you the Poke-Flute. Now that you have the Poke-Flute, you can head west from Celadon City, and you can wake up this sleeping Snorlax that's blocking the way. In every other game, this is actually the bike trail, but because there is no bikes in this game, you just walk along it. It's treated sort of like a pet park. Anyhow, now you've made it to Fuchsia City, home of the Safari Zone, right? Nope. Instead, you got this Go Park complex. Pretty much all it is a means to transport Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. You can play this little mini game. It's kind of fun, but it's not really necessary. Anyways, let's head straight to the gym. Remember earlier I said you should catch as many species of Pokemon as you can? Well, according to this guy, you're not allowed to challenge this gym unless you've caught at least 50 species of Pokemon. Their reasoning is that, because Fuchsia City is home of the Safari Zone, you should have tons of species of Pokemon already caught. But, what Safari Zone? There is no Safari Zone! Why in the f*** would you even say that? Anyways, this is the Poison Gym. You have to go through this invisible maze and battle a bunch of wannabe ninjas. Once you get to the end, you have to face Koga. He makes 4 clones of himself and you have to fist fight all of them. Not really. Anyhow, after the battle, now you have the Soul Badge. After you're done in the gym, if you head south from Fuchsia City, you'll find Team Rocket chilling on the beach. They're sitting there complaining about the Go Park. Yeah, I agree, it was a load of crap. They find some shiny gold thing, and it turns out it's actually golden teeth, so they give it to you and run off. I guess they're going to Silphco to help Archer take it over. What the hell do I do with this golden teeth? Well, you give it to this guy, and he teaches you the secret technique for strength. Nice. Oh, and before you leave Fuchsia City, I completely missed this, but there's this Lapras up here. So make sure you go there and talk to the guy with it, and then you get the secret technique for Surf. Since the Safari Zone is gone, I guess they moved Surf just outside. So anyways, we're finally done in Fuchsia City, so now it's time to head to Saffron. Once you get to town, you see Team Rocket members all over the place talking about how they took over Silphco. Guess it's time to stop them. For some reason, the guard won't let Jesse and James in even though they're on the same team, so they knock his ass out and just run on in. When you get inside, Trace and Blue come in. Apparently they're there to help you, but really they just end up battling each other and you have to do everything yourself. Thanks, guys. So Silphco was really just a giant maze full of teleporters, but there's items that can be found all over the place. There's a good amount of unavoidable battles, so XP wise, there's plenty of leeway to skip these Team Rocket grunts if you want. He's basically interrogating the president of Silphco. He seems to believe that the company has the ability to make the Master Ball, and Giovanni wants all of them. The president is playing dumb, he's pretending like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but Giovanni's smarter than that. So he threatens the lives of all the employees of Silphco if he doesn't give up the Master Ball. But luckily you show up just in time. So you have a quick battle with Giovanni, and you show him who's the real gangster. And after Giovanni leaves, well, there it is. The president gives you a Master Ball. Anyhow, you're the hero of Silphco now. As you step out, Trace comes up to you and says that all of Team Rocket has already left Saffron City. So, I guess we can collect some more badges now. So you head to the 6th gym in Saffron City, not to get it confused with the fighting dojo, which looks exactly the same. How the hell did they manage to fit a bunch of buildings inside of a building? Anyways, this is the Psychic Gym. You take these teleporters and battle a bunch of psychic nerds until you finally make it to Sabrina. I always wondered how these people get powers and nobody says anything about it. Anyhow, after a short battle, you finally get yourself the Marsh Badge. So, where do we go next? So you head back to Pallet Town and you have to surf south from there. You pass on through the waves until you finally make it to Cinnabar Island. You see that the door is locked and there's a note on it. To find the key, you have to go to a building that's overgrown with grass. So you head into this building, the Pokemon Mansion, and it's just this old destroyed building. There's tons of burglars everywhere. He looks like the Hamburglar. When you make it to the bottom of the building, there's tons of lab equipment everywhere. I guess this is where they did studies on Mew. Anyways, you find the key, and now you can go face the gym leader. This is the Fire Gym. It's a little different because it's just a game show pretty much. You have to answer a bunch of questions, and the only one you might miss is the first one, but the rest are super easy. If you miss a question, you have to battle a trainer, but once you get to the end, you get to battle Blaine. This is actually probably my favorite gym in the game. And once you're done, you get the Volcano Badge. So now that we have 7 badges, where do we go for the 8th? On your way out of the gym, you bump into Trace and he's wondering the same thing. We have to go to Viridian City for the 8th badge, but the leader isn't there at the moment. So what the hell do we do? Go do your job, asshole. So we go check in with Professor Oak in the meantime, and Blue is there. He gives us a keystone so we can use Mega Evolutions. On your way out, this little girl tells you that the leader has returned. These lazy gym leaders wasting my time. So now that you're here at the gym, you see all these spinning pads. Where have I seen these spinning pads before? This is actually the Earth Gym, so you just battle your way through these trainers, and then you finally make it to the leader, Giovanni. I guess he's actually been using this gym as his secret hideout. The trainers here aren't even aware of his identity. Anyhow, no time for babble, let's just whoop his ass and get that badge. Once you've beaten him, you get the Earth Badge. Now that you've beaten Giovanni again, he actually gives you some somewhat encouraging words to face the Pokemon League, and then he goes on to disband Team Rocket. You know, Giovanni is actually kinda cool. But then he also abandons his post as the gym leader. Who the hell's gonna replace him? Blue. And since you just got done in there, it's Trace's turn, so good luck, man. So now it's time to head to the Pokemon League. It's just west of Viridian City. On our way there, we get stopped by Trace? What the hell? I literally just finished that gym. How the fuck did he beat it so fast? After you beat him, he says he wants to go before you for some reason. Okay, bro. So anyways, you can finally pass through the 8 gym badge gates to prove that you're ready for the Victory Road. In the Victory Road, you have to do a bunch of strength puzzles, and the Pokemon just want to sit in your way the whole time. There's a lot of strong trainers here too, so make sure you bring plenty of revives and hyper potions. And now you're here at last, Indigo Plateau, the Pokemon League. First you gotta face Lorelei. Why does she have her Lapras out on the floor? Anyway, she uses ice and water types. Pretty easy if you have Pikachu as your starter. Next up you face Bruno. He's supposed to be the fighting type member, but his first Pokemon isn't a fighting type. What the hell, man? Third up is the old lady Agatha. Even though she looks like a short Professor Oak with the wig and a dress, she insists that she's the ghost type user even though all of her Pokemon are poison type. And then last, we got Lance, the Dragon Trainer. That's right, he was the champion in Gen 2. Anyhow, once you've beaten Lance, you've done it. You're the new champion. Or not. In the couple-second lead that Trace had after you battled him on the way to the Pokemon League, he managed to not only clear the victory road, but beat the entire Elite Four. Yeah, how the hell is that even possible? So anyways, he's the champion now, and he's definitely a lot stronger than he was the last time you battled him. Still not too challenging though, this game is definitely one of the easiest Pokemon games. And once you've beaten him, now you're officially the champion. That concludes the main story of Pokemon Let's Go. Honestly, it's really similar to Pokemon Yellow, almost nearly identical. The only major difference is that you don't play as Red and Blue isn't your rival. But like I said in the beginning of the video, there is some endgame stuff to do, so let's go check that out. So as soon as you finish the Pokemon League for the first time, Trace comes running into your room and he tells you about some super legendary Pokemon spotted near Cerulean City. You might as well go and catch the legendary birds while you're at it, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Also, after you beat the Elite Four, you unlock the ability to fly around on various Pokemon. You can fly on Aerodactyl, Charizard, and Dragonite. It makes traversing the world super convenient, honestly. Another feature that's unlocked that's unique to this game is there's these trainers all over the map called Master Trainers. There's one for every Pokemon, and they have a super strong Pokemon that you have to beat in a one-on-one match and you can't use items. Say for example the Pikachu Master Trainer, I can only use Pikachu to battle it, and they're all really challenging. The only thing you get from completing these is a title that you can use online, so if you beat the Pikachu Master, you get the title Pikachu Master, or for whatever respective Pokemon you choose to face. Anyhow, let's catch the last legendary Pokemon, the one that Trace was talking about in Cerulean City. Obviously it's no mystery that it's Mewtwo, so once you catch Mewtwo, you head outside and he says some girl was just running in there to catch Mewtwo, and that you should go show the Mewtwo to her. Okay, I wonder who it can be. Holy crap, it's... Who the hell is this? This is actually Green. She's the female protagonist for Fire Red and Leaf Green. She gets all bummed out that you already caught Mewtwo, and then she wants to battle you. Once you beat her, she starts acting all weird and wants to catch you like you're a Pokemon or some crap. She throws hella Pokeballs at you and then runs off. Well, we can't let these Pokeballs go to waste. You can actually rebattle her in Cerulean City once you've beaten the Elite Four again. Speaking of rebattling, you can actually go and find Blue in Giovanni's gym, since he's the new gym leader, and you can battle him. I think it's the same thing where you have to beat the Elite Four to face him again. So you can battle Green and Blue, so why not Red? Well, to battle Red in this game, it's no easy feat. You have to beat 6 of those Master Trainers. Then you can find Red outside of the Pokemon League. He doesn't really have any dialogue though, it's just ... so it's not really that interesting. But he's also way stronger than Blue and Green. And a couple little Easter eggs that aren't exclusive to the endgame, but I didn't really know where else to put them. If you go down the dock to where the SS Anne is later in the game, you can find Mina. She's the fairy trial leader from the Alolan Islands in Gen 7, but she was visiting Kanto and fell asleep and missed her boat back to her islands. Well, that sucks. She seems pretty chill about it though, so have fun in Kanto, I guess. And since we're here by the Vermilion City docks, we might as well go see if that damn truck is still there. Holy crap, there it is. And no, Mew is not under it. I tried. And well, the last thing I wanted to show you guys in this video is the final interaction with Jesse and James. The scene isn't really that special, they're just chilling on the walking trail, and if you get too close to them, it triggers the cutscene, but you battle them, and then you have kind of a humble little moment. It just reminds you that, honestly, this whole game is pretty humble. It feels like a dream. The music is so calm, the animation is just so childlike. It almost reminds you of when you were a kid playing Red and Blue for the first time. The game is definitely designed for children, but that's kind of a good thing. It makes you feel young again. And it made the game honestly very enjoyable.